Everyone, and welcome to the second log, which is log 1. In this log I want to show you two things. First of all, the design we have that I already requested a revision round for because I wasn't completely okay with the first one, but I reacted to the first one and the second one. Though I don't want to show you in the first part how I reacted to the first thing because I was sleepy at 2 a.m. It's 10:30 in the evening already now as well, but anyway. And also I want to show you that I've already made the project structure of our project, and it may not look the same as my Flutter What's Next video involving project structure that you can see here. So as you can see, I'm tired, so let's get through it. I already recorded the project structure. You're gonna see me doing that like 2 days ago. And now we're gonna take a look together at the first version of our designs and then the second revised version. Let's get into it. Don't care about the other tabs, okay? So what I wanna say first is we have a very cute first draft here. We have the wheels. I like the colors, not that much. The colors could be a bit less contrasty and more contrasty. I don't know what to say about this. I don't want to pretend I'm good at design or I know what I'm talking about. I just don't see this as the most efficient thing to use. But we're gonna see the revisions in a second. So we have our wheel here. We have our bottom navigation bar, which is nice that is floating because we can use a fab for this and it'll make our lives easier. Or will it? We'll see. Okay, I like this task management thing because when the wheel is in focus, we only see the wheel. The problem is I don't like the icons because we want text here. But here, the focus part on the to-do list is very nice because we can see that we're in our workspace. We can add new tasks. We can have the tasks here already with, as I requested, description, title and to-do date, basically, signee, whatever, and cute icons, but we cannot use the icons. Also, new task. I see some missing stuff because I would need the screen itself when you add tasks, but I have some ideas as well. So if I don't get that in this revision, I'm fine, I guess. I know how to do it, but I paid some money and I would like to see them do stuff. And the third screen is the settings that I am okay with. Not overwhelming, but not bad at all. And now let's go to Fiverr and see what our designer did for us. So this is what I wrote at 2 a.m. Yeah, 2:12 a.m. So, hello Mustafa, I like the direction you took in designing this. However, I see some things that are not perfect yet. One, I like the icons, but there has to be a way to display text only things on the chore wheel. Two, I don't see a subscreen for adding new text. Was that not included? Okay, I want to see that answer. I actually forgot I said that. I'm not fond of the top part of the first screen, so this part, yeah, it's cute, but it makes me want to go to play with balloon. Okay. Oh, yeah, playground like, okay. I would appreciate it if you could have a bit less saturated colors. Yeah, this is actually fair. I like the fact that I think of my suggestions as fair. Okay, thank you for the feedback. I'll make the necessary changes and get back to you on Wednesday. It is not Wednesday, it's Thursday, Tuesday. I don't know. It's not him, it's me. I did not have enough time to do anything else. Hello, hope you're doing well. When was this? I don't know when this was. Oh, 25th of October. So yesterday, yeah, he was on time. This is acceptable in my books because it's still Wednesday, even for me and for him. So I'm fine with that. Hi Kadrut, I hope you're doing well. Here you go for the new version of the design. I hope you like it. Keep in mind that I added the extra screen for adding tasks that was not included in the order. In the future, extra screen will be charged at dollars per screen as previously discussed. Okay, so he's being nice to me. As I see here, I thought I got it Oh, I already see it here and I like what I'm seeing. But yeah, thanks, Mustafa. It's really nice of you. I will remain at your disposal if you have any comments or remarks. If you want to leave a comment directly on the Figma that I'll work on, you can use this link. Okay, link. Thanks and have a nice evening. Screens.zip, PDF, I'll download everything just to have it. Honestly, I hope to approve this right now and not do any more rounds of revision because the guy is really nice and I don't want to waste his time, but in the same time, I want my app to look nice from the start. So yeah, let's look at it. Okay, we got rid of this as I see. So this was the first idea. And we have the screens. Let's look at the PDF part, the export PDF, because it looks better without the lines. Hello, Codroots. Spin the wheel to get started. Okay, I like this already. It is exactly what I wanted, honestly. And the color scheme is a bit underwhelming now because it's blue, but it's way better than before in terms of contrast, in terms of, I would say, comfort. I can play with this color scheme or this one that we have here and see what I like better, edit something. But Mustafa helped us, giving a way better start that I would have imagined for our app. Because looking at this honestly makes me want to use it. I don't know if I vibe with it that much with this much blue and white because I don't feel like it's a home app. I feel it's more of a corporate app, but I think we can change that from the color scheme. I'm not gonna do that right now. I like what I'm seeing now and I'll do that myself. Because as I can see here, we have one primary color and one secondary color, and then just the background is off-white or actually white. So it's quite cute. And this new screen that I got, I now understand what Mustafa said with another new screen, but he didn't mention that this will be a new screen. So yeah, I guess he knows that, and that's why he said, okay, man, you take this for free. I'll take it on my side, but next time I'll charge you. Yeah, it's good that it thought of everything here. So I may want to do this differently, but I'll do it like this at first. Because as you can see, I want a recurring task here. I want to have the assignee if we have more than one person in a house. Because if not, I don't want to see this here. Then the room for the assignment, that's perfect. The way this looks here, it's not that intuitive part when you would see your whole house on your main screen, but I don't think we could do that anyway. So it's nice. I like this. It sounds like I'm convincing myself to like this. I actually do. I'm fine with it. I cannot say I am blown away, but it's way more than I expected for the price, at least. In terms of quality of work, let's say. Okay, we're done with this part. So right now, I think we can jump in the part when I'm showing you the project structure that I did, and also some templates that I should be doing. Yeah, hope you enjoyed. So I'm using a white ID. Don't blame me for that because I need the light and also whatever. So I have used the Very Good Ventures CLI, very good CLI. I'll put it somewhere here or here, whatever. So I decided to use that to initialize the app, but it's not necessary. You can copy whatever I did or use it. It's not a problem. So let me present you everything. I've decided first of all to make the app only iOS and Android. I won't be caring about web or Windows, Linux, Mac, anything else. We have three main files so far. So it's main staging, production, and development. They don't mean anything for now, but if we decide to use different Flutter apps, we can initialize them here. For now, I've done everything in bootstrap.dart. This is a default thing to report exceptions. This is a block observer, so we have logs whenever a state changes, and we see the state itself. And then we have the run guarded zone, which is basically the main part of the app, where we have the run app. Before this, we have ensure initialized widget, which is basically something that you have to put in before you do any async stuff for your application. So first of all, we are using hydrated block. As you probably know, block is a state management framework for Dart, or yeah, for Dart actually, not for Flutter. And hydrated block is just a block that keeps the value in cache, or the states, all the time in the cache of the mobile device. This is helpful in many ways, of course, because you could have the navigation stored, or you could have some state of the app loaded already for the user for having some data in the app before fetching everything from remote. So it's basically a redundancy for now for us, but we will be able to use it smartly maybe later. Then we have Firebase initialize app, which is honestly initializing the Firebase application with your credentials. I've added Firebase through Flutterfire. So basically Flutterfire init or initialize. Okay, init. Oh, I'm sorry, it's configure actually. Okay, and you select from the list that will appear here if you're not already logged in. This will add everything you need for Firebase besides this part that you have to add yourself. It configures the Android and iOS apps and also gives you Firebase options, which initializes the application. So as I said, then we're running the application itself and also taking care of the errors. Not taking care of them, we're logging them, but you get the point. So builder is a higher order function that we get when we call bootstrap, but you know what happens here because you've seen the main development, production, and staging, which all have bootstrap here. Okay, and then let's go into the app because you see app here. App is the main widget of the app, which actually doesn't do anything for now, only initializes the router and defines a theme that was already defined by the guys at Very Good Ventures. We could actually remove the theme because we don't need it. Just leave the delegates for localizations and define the locales, of course, but then we only have the config for the router that we get here. So router is just this. I am using Auto Router for this application because I like Auto Router. It makes deep linking pretty easy and I want to do some deep links in the app, and also generates the routes very, very nicely and makes routing nice. Honestly, I'm using this more because I want to use nested navigation, which I had problems in the past with, but this makes nested navigation a lot easier than having to define different navigators for every part of your app. Then we have DI. DI stands for dependency injection, and for that I am using getIt. GetIt is here. GetIt is a package that helps you inject dependencies, obviously. It works by registering factories or singletons. I prefer to only use factories because nothing in my application should have state unless it's a stateful thing. And we'll talk about that in a second when we get to the part when we define features. Then we have the common part where we just export whatever we have in common, for now only logger. I do this to have the imports nice. So whenever I want to import logger, I don't want to import common.logger.dart. I'm importing common/common.dart, and this is useless for now, but after we get many more things in the common folder and we want to use them, we can only import common, not each and every one of them. Then okay, we have the logger itself, so it's just the logger from the package logger. It will be configured later on. For now, I don't need any fancy logging, but we'll see later about this. Then we have data. In data, we keep the models firstly. So chore is a model that, as you've probably seen before, I've added Firebase, and I want this to be the DTO as well. Is that smart? We'll find out later. Not the best choice, to work with DTOs directly in the application. But if any problem arises, I will try to make something automatical to separate DTOs for models in the application. So the chore has name and date, and I mean, you can see them here. And also the from JSON is directly added here because it's Firebase serializable. Also, we have collection of chores. This means that in Firebase Firestore, we have everything binded to this collection. This is not final. I don't want to leave chores to be a top level document because we want to have multiple users in the application and we don't want to have a pool full of chores for every user, of course. But for now, when we just want to try things out, only have a chore here with a name and a date, we can use this. And then the collection reference generated in chores.g.dart, generated because we have the add collection decorator, will be here, reference. Then here we have DI as well. So DI means, again, dependency injection. I didn't make a class for this. Maybe I should, we'll see. For now, a top level function works because we want to register as a factory chores repository. Again, we don't want the repository to have state in any way. If we think of something that will use state in the repository, we want to have it shoot us in the foot, like this, because state will not be persistent. So yeah, we register a factory, and we're using the terof operator or syntax. It's basically the equivalent of saying function that gives us a new instance without any parameters, but we just go with the terof operator or syntax. Then we have utils that for now I've copied from the Firebase ODM, Cloud Firestore ODM package documentation, and it's just for defining the serializable ads decorators. Then we have the chores repository itself that you saw that we but which you saw that we declared before as a factory whenever we need it. So for chores repository, we have the function create, which creates a chore that we already receive. So chores reference that you saw before, add chore will return the chore document itself, and we want to log it. Again, this is not a final implementation, this is just the overall package structure and architecture, if you want to call it that, but we cannot really call it an architecture yet, demonstratively. And to start the app, let's go into features, because anything else, not important for now. So for features, of course, we have, again, the DI part. When we register, for now we register all the features. Maybe when the app grows, we can make each feature a separate project and have it export and register everything related to that feature. But for now, we can register all the features because we can consider that we're gonna have one single app. So if we want to have multiple applications using the same features, we will do that. But in our case, we're not. So we register features and let's see the feature. For now, counter is a feature which has its exports. Sure. So again, as I said before, so we don't import multiple things. We import just counter/counter.dart. After that, we have the state. So as I said, we're using block, and each block has to have a state. So this is the state for our block or qubit, as you'll see, because I'm not using full-on block. I don't need everything that offers us. I only need the qubit, but it's fine. So we have a factory that gives us one single argument. This is the constructor we're gonna use. And by doing this and using freezed, it will generate another file that you can see here, state.freezed.dart. We cannot access it because I have excluded it completely from our Android Studio instance right now, because I don't want to see them. I've even made it not care about them at analysis level because they're just useless. But what you have to know for now is that it will generate a class looking like this, in our opinion, basically, and or how we're gonna use it. And it's gonna have as well a method that returns counter state, and it's called copy with. So we can change one of the fields without having to mutate the state, because we want everything immutable. Why? Because that's how state in block works. Let's go to the page after this. The page is annotated with the route page that is part of auto router. As mentioned, I like auto router for this application. And then we have the counter page, which only builds a block provider, giving us the block, creating it actually, with the factory that we have for counter qubit. Because if we go into DI, you can see that I've registered the factory counter qubit. You can see that I did not use the teraof operator. And then we have the counter view that is just beneath. Counter view has the build function that is a stateless widget. For now, if we want to make anything that is not business logic related, we will use stateful widget for this. I know that in another video I bashed on stateful widget, but I am willing to use it if the opportunity arises and it doesn't make my life harder. Then we have the localizations that we are getting from the context, actually, because we have them registered, and adding them to the title. This is again from the Very Good Venture CLI part, so you're gonna have this in your app if you'll use that. Then we have the logo for Flutter, because I added it here randomly, and two floating action buttons that have add and subtract or remove from the state we have, because again, it's a counter app for now. We get the qubit from the context that we registered here, and then we increment. You saw the function increment? No, because we didn't see the qubit for now. So we have increment and decrement. Also, we have the counter text, but that's fine. Okay, so right now let's go into the qubit. Into the qubit, we have not many things actually. We have increment and decrement. What this does is emits a new state, using the copy with function that I mentioned before, having +1 of the count or -1 from the count. Rather than mutating the state we already have and saying state.count ---- or ++, we are emitting a new state with the new values. But this is for a very good reason, because as you can see here, we could have used qubit, but we want actually hydrated qubit just for a test. And this will mean that every time we start the application, we don't reinitialize our state. This counter feature will not go away anytime soon, because I want to keep it there in our application just to have as a starting point for each feature that we're gonna build, until I'm not lazy and will make a code generation tool. I'll just copy the counter and paste it with a new name saying login for now, but not login. Now, is there anything left? You can tell me in the comments, or if not, let's push this, even though it's not working code, to our feature adding Firebase. So we go into commit. What I like to do here is group by directory and then expand everything. In Android, everything was generated. In iOS, everything was generated. And here, this is everything we changed. When you want to do a commit, you can look at everything you changed here and go back to the old version if needed. AI changed. Common just added, logger added, so green means added and blue means changed. So let's add a commit message and sign off for today. Started adding Firebase. What else did we do? Changed repository, created repo and service for chores, and to top it all off and to piss everyone off, work in progress. Commit and push. Select files to commit. Aha, all the changes. So commit and push, it will tell us that we have errors. We should exclude these from code analysis. I'll do that for the next episode, I hope. But we can commit and push anyway, because we don't care about Android errors. And now we can see on GitHub if Wheel of Chores has a new commit. I'm not gonna make any pull requests for now because our feature is not finished. So stay tuned for my own pull request that I'm gonna approve for myself in the next video. Bye. No, I'm kidding. This is not over. I hope, I think. Okay, so hope you enjoyed this log 1. We saw together what the screens look like. You saw me ask for a revision for designs and also getting an extra screen for the money, which I'm really glad I got and really thankful. Right now, I think I'm going to go to sleep and maybe try to find an editor for these because it's way more work than I thought. Thank you for engaging with me in the comment section of the last video. I really enjoyed talking to you and hearing your opinion about the framework I should be using for this. Therefore, I'm going to be using Flutter for this. In my free time, I will still use Swift because I like it a lot, but the public had spoken and we're gonna use Flutter. I'm happy about that because I already implemented some stuff. You'll see. So thank you guys and girls for tuning in, and I hope to see you in the next video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of this series, press subscribe and other content on Flutter as well. Also, please leave me some suggestions in the comment section because I am over my head with this project. There are a lot of stuff that I want to do, not in the technical sense, but in the marketing that I did not think for this app, and yeah, how to get my app to $100, right? Thanks. Bye.